Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending what time of the day you're opening this presentation. My name is Ivan Gonzalez. I am Program Coordinator for Youth to Leaders Education Foundation. I've been their Program Coordinator for 4 years. We specialize in college access and helping students here in Kern County achieve those college goals and get into college. And I'm here to present to you today about AB540, SB68, and the California Dream Act, or known as CADA. Okay, so let's get started. So understanding AB540, what does it do, right? It exempts students from out-of-state tuition fees, makes students eligible to apply for the California Dream Act. It was passed in 2011, and it grants students meeting criteria the exemption to pay the out-of-state tuition fees. Understanding SB68, so it expands AB 540 for students to not pay the out-of-state tuition fee, and it passed in 2007. It makes students eligible for the California Dream Act. So it expanded the requirements of AB 540, all right, to include attendance of community college attendance years. So now it is included that usually in AB 540, it was just attending for 3 years California high schools or California elementary school or California middle school. Now they expanded that, SB68 expanded that to the attendance of community college years. Who's applicable for AB 540, SB68? So undocumented students are applicable, DACA individuals, TU visa holders, and unlawfully present immigrants that meet eligible criteria. Okay, one thing you got to understand, you don't need to have DACA to be an AB 540 or SB68 student, or to even qualify for the California Dream Act. DACA and AB 540, SB68, and California Dream Act are separate things, okay? DACA provides students with a work permit to legally work here in the United States, while AB 540 and SB68 provides them with the opportunity to be charged in-state tuition fees and to qualify for in-state financial aid, which I'll elaborate in this presentation. So AB 540, SB68 eligibility part 1, right? Time and coursework requirements. It's either A or B. So attendance for 3 full-time years or equivalent of any of the combination of the following. So California high school, California adult school, including non-credit courses offered by California Community College. California Community College, maximum of 2 years of credit courses can count towards this requirement. Or B, 3 years of California high school credits, along with 3 years of total attendance at California elementary school or California secondary school, or any combination of the three, meaning that if I am a student that, I resided in California and I went to elementary school in California, then I moved out and I came back in my middle school years back to California, and I attended a middle school here in California, and I moved out again, but then I came back to do my senior year of high school in California, I meet the AB 540 SB68 eligibility criteria, right? Because I attended elementary school, a middle school, and a high school year, an equivalent of 3 years in the California school system, okay? AB 540 SB68 eligibility part 2. So degree or unit requirements, completion of any of the following: graduated from a California high school or equivalent, GED, the high set, attainment of an associate's degree from a community college, or fulfillment of the minimum transfer requirements for a California community college to a UC or CSU campus. So this is why SB68 is so important, because it expanded this, right? It expanded the years of community college units and school time. So what does this mean? So before SB68 came about, so high school students that graduated, that only obtained, say they were a junior and senior here in California in a high school, they were not eligible for AB 540 criteria because they needed that third year in the K through 12 system in California. However, now they can attain that AB 540 status by attending a community college for 1 more year and getting that SB68 status. All right. So SB68 pretty much just added the community college degree fulfillment and the community college years to be added to AB 540 criteria. So the benefits of eligibility, right? Why is it so important? Qualifying for AB 540 or SB 68 provides students with the ability to pay resident fees and apply for state-based financial aid through the California DREAM Act. AB 540 and SB 68 status also allows eligible students to, one, participate in EOP-NS and EOP at a community college, CSU or UC, and receive the admissions application fee waiver at the CSU and UC. So they qualify for those fee waivers, which I believe is 4 or 5 fee waivers when they apply to school, to a CSU or a UC, okay? So here we see the out-of-state tuition versus in-state tuition. So why is this very important? So AB 540, SB 68 students will be paying under AB 540 and SB 68 status at a community college $1,104 for tuition, compared to if they weren't AB 540 or SB 68 status, they would be paying $3,846 for tuition. And at a California State University, AB 540 and SB 68 students would pay, qualifying for the eligibility requirements that we went through prior in this presentation, they would pay in-state tuition at a CSU, which is $5,472, compared to those students that pay out-of-state tuition at a CSU, which is $11,328. And then for a UC, in-state tuition fees at a University of California was $12,630, compared to out-of-state student, which gets charged $41,622. So you see that big difference in the tuition fees. That's why it's important. And that addition of SB 68 to the AB 540 to expand AB 540 status is very important, right? So the process for AB 540 and SB 68 students, so after you meet the eligibility requirements and you apply for the California DREAM Act, you need to submit a form that's called the affidavit. If you don't submit this form to the institution that you're going to be attending next fall, they will not count your AB 540 or SB 68 status, meaning that they'll charge you out-of-state tuition if you don't submit the affidavit form. So it's very important to submit the affidavit form, and students need to check with their admission registrations officers to be aware of when the ideal timeline for submitting the affidavit form is due, right? It varies for institutions. So it varies for CSUs, community college, and UCs. So you need to make sure that you're in contact with the admissions and registrations office to submit that affidavit form, okay? So the California DREAM Act. So it's composed of 2 bills, Bill 130 and Bill 131, signed into law in 2011. Together, these bills combine the California DREAM Act and give AB 540 and AB 68 students the right to apply for state financial aid, including Cal Grant A, Cal Grant B, Cal Grant C awards, and institution grants and community college fee waivers, right? So this is what the California DREAM Act is. So it gives access to these students for the Cal Grants, right? So Cal Grant 8, if you're applying usually your high school, using your high school GPA, which most of the students, most of the high school seniors this year are going to be applying from the California DREAM Act, you must have at least a 3.0 GPA to qualify for the Cal Grant 8. If once they start applying with their college GPA, they must at least have a 2.4 GPA to qualify. Cal Grant A helps pay for tuitions and fees up to $12,570 at a university. At a UC campus, up to $5,742 at a CSU campus, and in private or independent colleges, up to $9,084. Cal Grant B requires a GPA of 2.0, and it is awarded after their first year. Okay, that the Cal Grant B students will not see it until after their first year of college, and it provides an allowance of up to $1,672 in addition to tuition and fee assistance after their first year. Okay, it's an allowance that helps them with rent, books, whatever else they need help with. And then Cal Grant C is pretty much, it assists with cost of technical and career education, provides up to $1,900 $104 for books, tools, and equipment, and it's only available for 2 years. Okay, so that's very important. Sorry for the typo. I should say available for up to 2 years. Okay, so the California Dream Act. Students will fill out the application their senior year of high school only if they qualify as a student under AB540 or SB68. So the eligibility requirements that we spoke to at the beginning of this presentation. The application opens on October 1st, 2020, and the limit date to fill March is March 2nd to fill the application out. Okay, we recommend that you fill it out. There's not a strict deadline, but we recommend that you fill it out before March 2nd, okay? That way your schools have time to process that application and you're able to get those award letters according to the institutions that you apply to. So the application is done through the internet, through the following link. You could click on that link or go to that link, copy and paste it onto your hyperlink on Google or Firefox. You will need your parents' 2019 tax forms and their W-2 forms to complete the application. Okay. So in our website, which I will provide you with our website link at the end of this presentation, we have a page just dedicated to AB540 and SB68 students or undocumented students that have the aspirations to obtain a higher education. You'll find resources along the lines of submitting information to help you submit the affidavit form, information about DACA and the decisions. We provide updates on the DACA decisions and what's going on with DACA, the California Dream Act information and eligibility, scholarship packet for AB540 or SB68 students. It's a big packet. It's about 80-page. It's an 80-page document. Okay, that has scholarships dedicated to undocumented students or students that qualify as AB540, SB68 criteria. And then we also have legal resources on our website, okay? And much more. So I recommend you all to check it out. And if you need help, once the California Dream Act application form opens up on October 1st, or if you have any questions about you qualifying as a AB540 or SB68 student, you could email me. My email is right there, igonzalez@y2lef.org, or you could contact me at that number there, 661-374-8817, and my extension is 102. And you could go to our website to check out those resources. That page is called UndocuYouth. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you need help filling out the California Dream Act, we were more gladly to help you and your parents fill it out one-on-one, and it will be virtual. So we'll do this through Zoom, just like this presentation is getting done. And I look forward to hearing about you, or if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for your time, and hope that you all stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.